So I briefly went over the update and the two cookies that are getting a buff for this update. One of them is White Lily. If you guys didn't know, White Lily is getting a buff. It's could make a pretty significant difference between her usage right now and after the update, because of the fact that you are going to be getting some extra Lily restoration buff that's going to activate when White Lily uses her skill. It means that the healing, right, the healing that she gets, it's going to activate a little bit more often, allowing her to survive a bit better inside of the arena and other game modes, rather than her having to wait until, like, you know, all the cookies get a insane amount of dispel or debuffs and then dispel that after, right? Which takes a while, and then sometimes your cookies just die off before she can even use it. All right, but another cookie that is getting a buff is going to be Blackberry. So Blackberry is getting a slight buff, but a significant, I don't know if it's going to be a slight buff, but it's going to make a significant difference. The reason why, these things are being added is because of one thing. If you haven't realized, there is a new meta comp inside of Avatar of Destiny, and that is going to be regarding Sonic. All right, so Sonic is being used for any of the new players that didn't play during the Sonic event, which is like, what, October of like 2021? You can't get Sonic anymore, right? You can't get Sonic anymore. So I think personally, and I was talking to somebody about this before, September of 2021, all the way up to, I think, October. I was talking to somebody about this, after the update patch note dropped. And I think the reason why this is the case is because, players can't get Sonic. Sonic is meta, so they need to make somebody or some cookie that just is easier to access, that is in about the same level as Sonic, right? And that players can utilize. And in that way, Blackberry is actually a great candidate. So Blackberry was used inside of Avatar of Destiny before too, right? It's not anything new. She was used because of the ability for her to increase the crit of the cookies, as well as break down the walls that Avatar of Destiny threw down, right? But now we're getting a buff onto Blackberry, making her just suitable for the Avatar of Destiny with Creme Brulee, because not only is she getting a crit percentage, but also attack speed, and she is casting HP shield. So right now, Sonic has 2 or 3 usage for the Avatar of Destiny. Is because 1, Sonic is able to increase attack speed of your team, right? And then 2, Sonic is able to break down the walls pretty quickly because of his, skill. 3, you're also able to dodge and dodge that insta kill ability that Avatar of Destiny has. So that's the reason why I think they're adding Blackberry and adding this shield as well, in order to prevent your cookies from getting one-shotted. So Blackberry, I think, is essentially going to be the replacement of Sonic. All right. People are saying like Clouded Cream hits 23 times. It doesn't matter if Clouded Cream doesn't do any damage and doesn't do anything for the team, though. It doesn't matter if he hits 23 times. No damage equals useless. So that's the reason why I think Blackberry is getting this buff. So the crit percentage, attack speed. I think attack speed is gonna be like max maybe 15%. I don't think it's gonna be more than that. And then we're going to have the casting of HP shield. It's very similar to how Madeline survives the one-shot ability. Has that HP shield after the skill is used, and then you just tank the hit. You're left with like maybe 10%, 20% of HP. So I think that's essentially what is happening with Blackberry, and the reason why Blackberry is getting a buff for this particular update, because that is required for players without Sonic, like me, for this account, to use Blackberry instead. So I think that's the reason why that's happening, and hopefully it kind of clears it up. Just realize White Lily is getting a slight but possibly significant buff as well. This is going to mainly impact the arena.